Hello, everyone. I'm Mark,
I'm Rob.
and welcome to Mark and Rob's Sports Showdown, the hottest sports talk show in the universe. Guess what?
Mhm.
We need you. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers. We're almost
No,
900 right now. We've been growing
yeah,
really fast. We got like 100 in just a day. So all we need is 100 more, get 1,000 subscribers. So please, if you haven't hit that subscription button, please
please.
do so and hit the notification bell when you do. And if you like this video, of course, hit a like button. And if you want to join our live show, it's Mondays Eastern Time, 7 to 8. You can call in or you can make comments down below for a topic that you want to talk about. And if you want to make some intelligent, non-insulting comments, great. Rob, we had a game last night.
I know
it went 4 straight at home, I guess. And so it looks like, to me, it looks like they're going to make the playoffs, and it looks like they're gelling as a team. What was your take on the game?
Exactly, Mark. I think they were gelling as a team. I think this game with Caitlin Clark was I think it was her most complete game, actually, offense and defense. That was pretty cool. She gave it one little layup there, but I think overall her defense is very good. But she had like 4 steals, and she hit a 3-pointer, then came down, then stole the ball and went in for a layup. It was like a 5-point play.
That was a great play.
Yeah, that was really good. I was like, wow. I mean, one of our commenters said that she was boring to watch. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. She's not boring to watch.
That's just the most ridiculous thing. She's like 5 times more exciting than any women player
right.
ever.
Right, exactly. And she had a good game. And the team overall, though the Mystics are pretty good. They don't play to the record. But I think overall that Clark's game was good. And Boston and her are really starting to be a 1-2 combination there, which I really like. And the offense is a lot better also too. They're starting to do I saw a fake guard screen with Mitchell, and that opened up. What I like about Clark lately is that she keeps her dribble. A lot of the people, when they get that ball there, the screen is set, and they'll pick up their dribble, and that just defeats the purpose. She keeps her dribble, and she did that, and she drove in for a layup. I was like, nice job. That was perfect.
This kind of pick and roll? And a pick and roll?
Yeah. Right, yeah. And
yeah,
she might have been.
She must have been watching Stockton and Malone finally, which I told him to do a long time ago.
Well, I told him that then, like I said, the screens are closer to the basket, and they're not way out when she's bringing the ball down, which they've gotten the screens to where she's like maybe at the 3-point line or closer when they're setting screens. That's much more efficient for everyone, for more movement.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anything else that you notice?
It's going to improve on the defense, but they're coming together. When Timmy comes in, I think they can be an even more factor as far as running the ball, getting the ball up the court.
Okay. Well, I think they need more defense, especially stopping the 3-point shot. They're bad at that. And they're bad at when the other team has a star guard, they're bad at shutting them down. And that's because Wallace shouldn't be starting. You need to get a start call.
Yeah.
For now. She's a better defender. And if Celeste Taylor could hit the 3-point shot, I'd be all for it. I know she won Defensive Player of the Year in 2 different conferences in college, both her junior and senior year. But she has no playing time, so I don't really know how good she is. I just know that's what her reputation is. If she could hit the 3, that's even better, because I need more 3-point shooting and better defense, especially against 3-point shooting. And I think that's what the team is lacking, besides some depth. And when we get Temi back, of course, they'll have more depth. But Wallace shouldn't be starting.
No.
And I still maintain that even though it worked in the 4th quarter yesterday, I still maintain that Clark and Wheeler don't belong in the court at the same time. It just doesn't work when they're there. And Wheeler doesn't pass well into the post compared to Clark. I mean, she's not awful. She's the second best passer in the team. That's why she's a point guard. But she doesn't pass well into the post. She doesn't have the 2-man game with Boston. And she dribbles around too much. Not as much as Mitchell, obviously. But that's my feeling on Wheeler. She's not a bad player. She's good for a backup point guard in the WNBA, and that's it. But you need more than that coming off the bench. You need more than that if she's going to get more playing time other than when Clark's not on the team.
I think you're right, Mark. With starting Hull, so since they're not going to double team the best player on the team like the other teams do to Clark, you might as well put in a very good defensive player. If you're going to play one-on-one defense or straight-up defense, might as well bring in Hull to start the game and put her on the best scorer. Unless if you're not going to double team.
Yeah, I think she's a better defender, and that's just until Temi gets back. When Temi gets back, unless the other team has a very guard-oriented team, I would start 3 forwards and 2 guards. Right now they're starting 3 guards and 2 forwards. But when Temi comes back, I think she should be in the starting lineup, and they should have 3 forwards and 2 guards.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
And then you can have Samuelson off the bench for some points, and eventually give Celeste Taylor a try. It's not like the rest of the guards are all so great. So anyway, I just want, if she complains about defense, it seems logical to me.
So overall, Mark, overall with the team, they've won these games. How do you think they look as compared to beginning of the year?
Well, they look a lot better, but they've always, anytime they've given Clark the ball, they look better. And I have some notes about things I noticed about the game. Let's see. So one thing was the officiating. It's still not very good.
No.
Clark drove to the basket with somewhere between 3 and 4 minutes left, and I could hear the heck in my living room.
Yeah.
and after that, you could see it, and it was right in front of a ref. How do you miss that call? And Clark was complaining, and people complain that she complains, but she got whacked.
Yeah, she got whacked. It wasn't like a flagrant 1 foul, but she got fouled. Oh, by the way, the referee was white. So
that was the easiest call in the world. I know, it's just the officiators all suck. It's just that and then there's a call on Boston that was like imaginary. And I was like, where did that come from?
Yeah.
They show the replay and they go, what was that? And it's like, where did that come from? I have no idea. Here, Boston. Okay, I don't know what she did in the off season, but it becomes more. She looks thinner right now than the first preseason game.
Yeah.
Well, why wasn't she that weight when she came into camp? They know they have a short camp. Why wasn't she in shape when it started? She's never going to be fast, but she'll be faster when she's in shape and when she's thinner.
Well, she looks a lot quicker.
Go ahead.
If you notice on those screens, she looks a lot quicker on those screens now than she was beginning of the year. You're right. She looked a little heavy there.
Unless she had an off-season injury that prevented her from getting in shape, I'm really disappointed in her, because that's one of the reasons she got off to a slow start, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe she does. I don't follow it that closely to know. But I'm glad that she's in shape now, but, she could have been in shape 16 games ago.
Yeah.
And I like her, really. I really do. I really think she's got a great demeanor. I like her in the press conferences. Mm-hmm. I like her attitude on the court. I like her relationship with Clark. And I think she likes the team. The team likes her. And I think she's a good leader in that way because the people liked her. Mm-hmm. Clark's defense. We talked about this before. She's a very good off-the-ball defender. That's why when people say she sucks on defense, they're completely wrong. And she's a great defensive rebounder. So it's another reason they're wrong about her defense and that she plays no defense. Around the ball defense, as we talked about, is not good.
No.
And I think there's 2 reasons for it. One, as you mentioned before, she doesn't fight through screens very well.
Her problem is that, so main thing in defense, if someone's going to set a screen on you, the main person is the person who's guarding the screener to let them know screen left, screen right. Okay. So then what you do as a defender, if you step up closer to the player, if you know the screen's coming, to make it harder for the person to screen you. And then if they do it, to be a moving screen. Or the defensive player who's guarding the person who is screening needs to open up and let you slide. We call it a slide through defense. So you can slide through it. Instead of, I see it everywhere. I sit down going, who's teaching these guys how to play defense on a pick and roll?
So is this the whole team that's doing it wrong, fighting through the screens?
Yeah. They're just running right into it. I'm like, why are you running into the screen? Either you step up or you, like the other player, you got to work on that and have them slide through. It's a simple drill. You have a slide through drill or a step up drill. And when with her footwork, I think she's got to do some jump rope or something.
Stop. Let me call the Fever.
Okay.
Let me call get the owner on the phone and get Rob hired as a.
That's Rob Glover, Robert.
I don't want to be accused of cutting you off, but that was for a good reason. I was getting get you a job. So I agree.
Let me finish. So then with Clark's footwork is not very good. She needs to do some jump rope. And like you said, she doesn't. On defense, if the person's driving to your right, you drop your left foot and you slide. But she just stays her feet even, and that's why the person just drives right around her.
Rob, that's because she has her stance isn't very good.
No, she doesn't bend her knees.
Yeah, she doesn't bend her knees. That's just what I was about to say. She doesn't bend her knees. She bends over. She just kind of like bends over the back. She has poor stance, and that's why her footwork's not as good. And that's why her on-ball defense is not as good as it should be. Is poor stance and poor footwork, and that can be taught. That's easy. She's not slow. She's above average. She was fast for college in speed and quickness, but she's above average in the WNBA. So she's not slow.
Right.
She's not fast, but she's above average at least. And so that's not going to be a detriment to her defense if you're above average in speed and quickness. It's a question. I mean, go watch Drew Holiday. His feet movement is unbelievable the way he stays in front of the defender. If you watch the NBA Finals, unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's why he's on the Olympic team, even though he's not a great scorer. He's not even a great passer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's good at both, and he played well in the finals. But that's why she needs off season. She needs to get an NBA player like him to teach her, and whatever it costs her. She got $28 million for shoes.
Right, exactly.
There's about a dozen players in the NBA who are great at the tier shot and in the floaters and pull up short jumper from 8 to 12 feet. So when she drives to the basket, she doesn't have to drive to the basket and then go around the circle. Go, oops, there's 4 people there. She could actually score. If there's nobody right in front of her, she could score. She doesn't have to turn around. And she did. Go ahead.
To get back to her defense, the one where she lost her player was wide. The player was wide open for a layup. I was like, oh, what are you doing? She turned her head. The pass was made back to her, the person on top, and her player cut to the basket, and she kind of stood there. The person just went to the basket. She didn't open up. She turned her head. She turned her head. I was like, oh man, that was too easy.
But I give her credit for the moment she's been in this league. She has tried harder on defense than she did in college. So all those haters, they go, she can't play defense. She's trying. And like I said, she's underrated on defense. She's actually an average defender overall. And people say she's lousy. She's not. She's average for the WNBA. Not just,
It's
good because she just came from college and she's a rookie. So, but she's not strong. But people just see the on-ball defense and think she's sucks, but she doesn't. But they don't even. They're haters and they don't know anything about basketball.
Well, it was her. She's perfect for defense. She's got she's got nice long arms. So when she does that stance, she can have her arm up, palms up, and then she can slide her feet. And then she'd probably get even more steals off the dribble than off ball. She would get more steals off the dribble if she did that. She's got quick hands and she's got long arms. So you can do it.
She's got good size for a guard.
Right. Yeah.
She does have good arms. That's why she gets blocks, because she's got good size for a guard, and she averages almost 1 a game, and her steals are 1.4 a game. So that's my take on Caitlin's defense. I think she let the game come to her. I hate that cliche, but I figured I'd throw that in there. She's playing within herself. How many more cliches could I come up with for much?
Wait, Mark, wait! I got a call. Hello. Coach Size.
Indiana.
You. I can help you with your defense.
Have him call there. Say I'm his agent. Have him call me.
My agent. Yeah. Okay. I'll direct you to him. Okay. All right. Oh,
what do you think, Rob? What's the salary? $1 trillion a year? I'm serious that she should hire people in the off season, and people do that people used to do that with low post moves for Olajuwon, Jabbar, stuff like that. People do that. They
have defensive coaches in the NBA. There's one for the Warriors and stuff. I remember seeing him.
I know. I think she needs a player who's already doing it right now. That's great, like Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday. It'd only take him a day to teach her. Then she goes practice it on her own. You know what I mean?
Right.
He could teach her probably in 30 minutes the basics of what she needs to know, and then it's on her to follow through on that.
Right.
But she needs to do that because. And by the way, she shot a mid-range shot yesterday and made it.
Yeah, I was going to mention to him. I saw that. I was like, "Oh wow, mid-range shot!"
Oh my god, a mid-range. She only took one and she made it, and it wasn't even like it was more like close to long two. It was like a medium long two.
She should work on that jump. She should work on jump stop too, man. That jump stop. Really works.
I said that. Yeah. That's less important, I think, than the teardrop, because that's a key weapon right now in the NBA. The really good point guards who drive to the basket, they use that all the time, and it's very effective.
Jump stop. Jump stop.
And so, anyways, Anything else about the game that you want? I'll go over some stats.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, do
some
that.
other things will probably come up in my mind that I thought about that I didn't bring up. I will say that they have a big three right now, is what people are trying to say. So I will agree with that. Now that Boston's in shape and playing better, and Mitchell passed a little bit, not as much as you want, but if the coach had gotten on her case earlier in the year, maybe she'd be been passing more. But anyways, so as you know, Clark had a really good game. She scored 18 points, but very efficient, though. She was 6 for 12 and 2 for 6 from threes. And her free throws great. She's over 90% right now. And she got unbelievable 12 rebounds, almost all of them 11 defensive rebounds. That's defense, just as a reminder.
That's defense.
6 assists, 4 steals, and no blocks. And so now she's down to 0.9. She was averaging 1. And she had 6 turnovers. Oh, I know what I had it. Remember? Okay. So Rob, I was watching another YouTuber, and they said that one of the turnovers was attributed to her. And I don't know how they find this out. I need to know how they find this out. But he threw it to Boston. Boston caught the ball. This is what's killing me. It got knocked out of her hand, and somehow it was a turnover to Clark. That's a turnover on Boston.
No, it's on Boston. Yeah,
I know it is. Of course it is. But it was labeled a turnover to Clark. And the people said, why should she have so many turnovers? Well, sometimes she passes and the person just drops it, and they give it a turnover to Clark again. She averages about 1 less turnover than what she actually averages in reality. Because they're misscoring it. And it's like, the whole league's against her. Now the scorekeepers are against her.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, yeah. If you once you release that ball and the person drops it, that's a turnover on them, not on Clark.
A 10-year-old could figure out that. You know what I mean? Who's never watched basketball? Go, why is it her? The 10-year-old would go, that's not fair. Why is it her fault? Right? Exactly. It's not that hard. So why can't the scorekeepers see that? I know that's not what the rule is. They're supposed to determine who's more at fault, just like in baseball.
Right.
That drives me crazy.
Yeah.
So why they're always giving it, and I'm not saying that she's the only point guard they do it to, but they seem to do that in the WNBA. I think the NBA statisticians are better. So that's one thing I noticed. So anyways, let's go over the stats again. When I saw the turnovers, I remembered when I wanted to. I knew there was
right.
So Mitchell shot really well. 4 for 5 from threes, 8 for 11, and assists. Her defense still isn't good as it should be for her, the person of her athletic ability. And she got 3 rebounds. Boston was really good too, 8 for 11. She hit a 3. That was great. And she hit all her free throws, Rob. She was 5 for 5 at the free throw. 8 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and a block. Smith had an average game, 11 points. She was 3 for 8. She had 7 rebounds. That was good for that. Wallace was 1 for 5, 4 points. And she had 3 assists, a steal, and a block. She played a little defense, so she got a steal and a block.
Yeah.
Samuelson didn't get those threes off. She missed both her 3-point attempts off the bench. And Wheeler got 9 points, 4 for 9, and she did have 4 assists. She didn't play poorly. I'm not saying she's a poor player. That's not the problem. I just don't think it meshes with.
See, with me, with Mitchell, with help with her defense, I think she's better pressuring the ball. I would have her. Pressuring the ball, who's ever bringing the ball up, I'd have Mitchell because she has a lot of energy, which is great. She has a lot of energy.
Rob, you need to teach her defense too. She's not a great defender, but she should be.
Right.
That's what's upsetting to me about her. She's not a great passer, but she could be a very good passer. She's so athletic. Like I said, she's the quickest anyone in the league.
Yeah, I'd have her just with her. I'd have her pressure the ball up the court just to disrupt the other team's offense. It's a skill, even though she doesn't steal it, this pressure.
I blame her, obviously, but I blame her coaches too. She's not fulfilled his potential as a player, and it's obvious from day one in watching her play. She should be a better defender. She should be a better passer. She should be a better team player. All those things are coaches that should have at least tweaked her game and not taken away like a great one-on-one ability that she has. But guess what? You shouldn't pass it to early in the shot clock. You should pass it to her later in the shot clock. Get it to her late when you want her to bail you out, because she's the only one that can really create her own shot really well, at least driving to the basket. Clark can create her own shot, but more in the 3-point range. So sometimes the hesitation dribble she does to the right, which works real well. She creates her own shot that way. But that's what I would say. Don't give it to the shot clock early, because she passed to Clark twice yesterday, and so that was good for her.
And you see what she said at the press conference after. I mean, I felt sorry for her. It was her and Clark in the press conference, and then finally, usually Clark says, "Can you ask her a question?" And then they asked her a question, and they were asked a question about why is attendance so high, and she said, "Blame Clark, blame her."
I think that was the game before.
The game before she said that. Not the last game. Yeah.
I don't think she necessarily hates Clark. I don't think it's a personal thing. I think it's like she's going to get her 18 points a game, and she wants to make the All-Star game, and she knows she doesn't get the points she does. But she could if she got 16 points a game and doubled her assists. People would still recognize the fact that she improved her defense. People would recognize that, and she still make the All-Star game team.
Right.
But she got to remember, she doesn't necessarily get the same stats every year. That's just my impression of her.
She's a very good ball player, a lot of potential. She's got to work. She's mostly been just probably working on her shot. Working on her game, shot and drives. Nothing deep, which a lot of the players do. So
a lot of people in the comments just want to get rid of her and trade her. And I said, no, tweak her. She's too talented. They don't have enough talent on that team. They have 5 good players. That's all they have.
That's it.
And right now they have 4. And Temmie's working out again, by the way.
That's good.
So, I don't know. Anything else you want to say about the game, Rob?
No, it's just that they seem to be meshing and they're getting better, and they'll probably improve when Timmie comes back. And it looks like I said, the offense has gotten a lot more movement. Just got to work on that defense, because the defense is, like you said, horrendous towards the 3-point line. It's really bad. And
I think Clark is establishing herself as the second best point guard in the league. And so we'll see. Chelsea Gray, by the way, is coming back Wednesday. She's playing Wednesday. So that's not good news for Clark for the Olympic team. Although, who knows, if it looks she starts to play and she tweaks it or injures again, she's really not healthy. It's been 9 months since she's played. So we'll see. Anyways, we'll see what happens. And as you probably know, we'll cover this in another video, but a torn ACL for Cameron Brink, unfortunately. And our hearts go out to her. Seems like a nice young lady. And so she won't be in the 3x3 team, and we're going to cover that in another video. All right, that's it for today on this particular video. And don't forget about our live show Mondays, Eastern Time, 7 to 8, except major holidays. And if you like this video, please hit the like button. And even more importantly,
subscribe.
We need subscribers, and especially if you're under 45 or female, because we're like 80% over 45 and 80% male, which is normal. The male one is normal. So if you do, you like that, we try to give you nice, informative, objective, knowledgeable takes on basketball, football, and the Olympics. And we're gonna have a short video tomorrow, a preview on the Olympic trials, and we'll cover the results every day, because the Olympic trials for track and field is this weekend. So we'll probably do a short video every day on that, maybe like a 3-minute video, 5-minute video on those, and that, because that's a big deal, because they have some exciting runners, and we'll cover that tomorrow. And there's nice matchups in the Olympics too this year. All right, y'all. So that's our video for today.